Jai Baba. Where is Binay?
Let's see if we can come.
And where is your brother? to be with Baba's Mandli, because Baba's Mandli was very, very loving. And we used to have a special day going to Meherabad, or they used to come and visit us in Postal C, where actually the program happens. And then they would see how we are staying. They would eat a meal with us, and of course they'll share Baba stories. So it has been a very beautiful time. In fact, we came to Baba House as well. I think so. This happened sometime in 2012 or 2013. 13?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think, should we start at 6:02?
Yes.
Okay. I can make out it's your voice.
Sorry. So Dr. Arvind, so here is what we will be doing. So first thing, Rakhi will just give a quick word. So welcome, and then we start with Baba House tour, and then the prayers and Aarti will be broadcasted, which and then a quick introduction about you all by Rakhi, and after that we will have Meherna's auntie's talk, and after that it comes to you. So we will start. Yeah, Rakhi, if you just quickly start.
Okay.
So we will start with 3 times Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Thank you, Ganesh. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Meher Mehra ki jai. Meher Mani ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. A warm welcome to our worldwide Baba family. Thank you so much for joining the Sahavas celebrations through the virtual platform. And today's program, we will start with a virtual darshan of beloved Baba's house in Pune, followed by prayers being offered by the Chopra family. Thank you. Jai Meher Baba.
So, yes, thank you. Thank you, Rakhi. So we thank Meheriyar for doing this. So it's his efforts. You all can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Jai Baba. Baba House, Baba's boyhood home, is situated in Pune camp. It is located on the Sur Meher Road, in a by-lane called Meher Mohalla. Meher Mohalla was renamed in honor of Meher Baba. Baba has cycled in these lanes and by-lanes and walked up and down the length of these lanes while going to Deccan College. Baba left his family home, Baba House, as Avatar Meher Baba, to carry out his universal work, and occasionally visited his boyhood home.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। 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 अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
The chiku tree has been planted by Baba's father Sheriarji more than 100 years ago. Till today, it bears the most sweetest of fruits. The well which you see in 1961, when the Panchit Dam broke and there were floods in Pune, hundreds of people came outside Baba house requesting for water. Baba's brother Behram went to Guru Prasad and asked Baba what should he do. Baba then told him, bring me some water from the well. Baba drank a little bit of the water and asked Behram to put the water back in the well. And he says, now you can open it to the public. Till today, people still come and ask for water when there is no water in Pune or there is a shortage of drinking water. Baba's room, the chair which you see in Baba's room, is the chair which Baba has sat on, and Baba would always sit on this chair whenever he would visit Baba house.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, 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 अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, 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 अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
I will now read an extract from Baba's sister Mani's diary. During a singing program by Begum Akhtar at Meherabad on March 13, 1962, Meher Baba described the agony he suffered after returning home to Baba house in Pune from Sakuri. Of those agonizing 9 months, Baba said, after, when as drop, I knew that I was the ocean, I did not want to come back to ordinary consciousness from that state where I and I alone was. But the 5 perfect masters kept pulling me down. And to attain and retain this ordinary consciousness, I had to bang my head on the stone in my room at home, and blood would flow. For 9 months it was agony, and then I could retain it. That stone is still in my room. It is worshipped now, and in future the whole world will worship it. This extract in Sister Mani's handwriting is displayed in Baba's room in Baba House. Baba contained in himself infinite bliss, infinite power, and infinite knowledge.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, 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 अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, 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 अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
जय बाबा, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. We thank Maria for helping with this video. So now we move to prayers and Aarti.
Beloved Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai.
We will now say beloved Baba's prayers and Aarti. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
O Parvardigar, the preserver and the protector of all,
you are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited and unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible, and none can see you but with eyes divine. You always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmaments and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest, on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the Creator, the Lord of Lords, the knower of all minds and hearts. You are omnipotent and omnipresent. You are knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all-knowing, infinitely knowing, the knower of the past, the present, and the future, and you are knowledge itself. You are all merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge and bliss. You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the ancient one, the highest of the high. You are Prabhu and Parameshwar. You are the beyond God and the beyond God also. You are Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yazdan, Ahura Mazda, and Lord the Beloved. You are only Zat, the only one worthy of worship. Amen. Jai Baba.
We repent, O God, most merciful, for all our sins, for every thought that was false or unjust or unclean, for every word spoken that ought not to have been spoken, for every deed done that ought not to have been done. We repent for every deed and word and thought inspired by selfishness, and for every deed and word and thought inspired
By hatred.
We repent most especially for every lustful thought and every lustful action, for every lie, for all hypocrisy, for every promise given but not fulfilled, and for all slander and backbiting.
Most especially also, we repent
for every action that has brought ruin to others, for every word and deed that has given others pain, and for every wish that pain should befall others.
In your unbounded mercy, we ask you to forgive us,
O God, for all these sins committed by us, and to forgive us for our constant failures to think and speak and act according to your will. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you. And help us all to hold fast to beloved Baba's Dhamma till the very end.
Amen.
Avatar Mere Baba ki Jai.
बुझावे नार जलतनी कर खुद रखी फरमातु चलागी आश बतों में की बख्शे नूरई मातु आयामुर शरद मेहर बाबा चरण पर तुझ धरिए सर खुदाना जात तीवा के हृदय में हो मेहर बातु तुझे मालिक की कथनो तू आशे दीन आरे भी तुझे दरी याय वहदत मारे फतनो हुई तूफातु हमोरे रब में साले बकशे ज्ञान जदनु के तुझ पर महात्मा ज्ञानी छने मोह तार निरफातु खुदाना प्रेमनो प्यारो पिलावी मस्त हमने कर जे तुझ पर जान सदके साकिया पीद पैमातु हमारी नाव भर दरिए तरावे तो हमें तरिए हमारा ना खुदा है मेहर बाबा जय गावे नार जय रतनी एकार कुद रत्न फरमातु छलागी आश भक्तों ने कि बख्शे नूरई मातु। Beloved अवतार में बाबा की जय, Beloved अवतार में बाबा की जय, Beloved अवतार में बाबा की जय। जय बाबा।
जय बाबा।
Jai Baba. Over to you, Raki.
Thank you. Thank you. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you so much, beloved Baba. I'm sure after having the darshan and being participating in the prayers, all of us are filled with Baba's presence and his love. Thank you, Baba, for this beautiful evening. And now, on behalf of the entire Meherabad Young Adult Sahavas group and the organizing team, we would like to welcome our special guest, Mrs. Meherabad Chopra and Dr. Arvind Chopra. Jai Meher Baba. It is our privilege that both of them have graciously accepted our invitation to speak and interact with all our Sehvasis. Thank you so much for taking out time. And this is indeed a very nice moment for all of us to be, we feel like getting connected with the Baba house in Pune. Thank you so much. Jai Baba. I would like to share with all of you about Mrs. Meherabad Chopra. She is actually the most fortunate soul of being beloved Baba's grandniece and daughter of Mr. Jangu Sukhadwala and Mrs. Gulnar Sukhadwala. Gulnar auntie was beloved Baba's niece and also daughter of beloved Baba's brother Behram and his wife Pareen Mai. I'm sure a lot of you have met her in Baba house and at the Samadhi. Jai Meher Baba. So I would also like to share over here that Meherabad's auntie actually is very fortunate because she has personally met Baba and she has some very intimate and beautiful experiences of Baba and his Mandali. And also Dr. Arvind Chopra, he is married to Meherabad's auntie, and they have a son, Dr. Meherabad Chopra, who made this beautiful, video for all of us. And they all stay in Baba House in Pune. And Dr. Arvind Chopra is among the well-renowned doctors in India, and I'm sure overseas as well in rheumatology. So thank you so much for joining. And I would also like to share that Dr. Chopra is the son of Shri Amarnath Ji and Srimati Santosh Chopra, ardent Baba lovers from Dehradun. So I got to know about this because of this program. So thank you so much, all of you, the Chopra family, for being over here in this Sehvas program. And we are all looking forward to, hearing the beautiful stories from Meherabad's auntie. She has given us a pre-recorded, a video for all of us. So we will play that first, followed by the highlight of this program, which is Dr. Arvind Chopra is live with us. And we will be listening from him directly, his experience with Baba, his personal stories, and also he would like to interact with all of you. So now I would like to say, sit back, relax, and absorb these precious moments. Jai Meher Baba. Jai Baba.
Just give me one moment.
Sure.
Meherabad young adult Sahavas.
1 minute.
A very loving Jai Baba to all the Sahavasis of this year's Meherabad young adult Sahavas. Also a very loving Jai Baba to dear Sridhar Kaka, chairman of, and all the trustees of the Avatar Meher Baba Charitable Trust Ahmednagar. Thank you, dear Rakhi, for your loving and kind introduction. I wish to thank dear Rakhi Sharma for her kind invitation to invite me this year to speak on this platform. Also, I wish to acknowledge and appreciate the hard work, the dedication and devotion Rakhi puts in year after year to make this young adult Sahavas enjoyable for all of us. Also to the whole team of the young adult Sahavas who make this program so enjoyable for all of us. A special mention for dear Mr. Ganesh for his dedication and hard work for this adult Sahavas. I am Meherabad Chopra. I live in Baba House. I am the daughter of Gulnar and Jahangir Sukhadwala. Gulnar being Baba's niece, Baba's brother Behram's daughter, and Jahangir Sukhadwala. Baba lovingly called them Gul Jahan. And I live in Baba House along with my husband Arvind Chopra and my son Meheriyar. This is the house, Baba House, that Baba grew up in. And when he left this house, he left as Meher Baba on his spiritual journey. You will see this house in the video later on. I will do my best to speak on surrender, the theme of this year's Sahavas. These are, today whatever I speak are my own personal thoughts and beliefs, which I have grown up watching my parents, Gulnar and Jahangir, and also my grandmother Pareen, Baba's brother Behram's wife, who has been a great influence on my life, as also on my husband and my son's life. My parents' lives have been one of total surrender to Baba's divine love. Surrender for them was not just a one-time, it was almost practiced in their daily lives, and that is what I believe in. Surrender should not be just a one-time surrender. It has to be surrender in every small things what we do, in every aspect of our lives. Surrender has to be most unconditional. There can be no conditions attached to surrender. Surrender comes out of total faith and trust in His love. This is what I believe in. I would like to share with you few personal incidents from my life which I consider not as total, yes, as surrender. First as obedience to Baba. In obedience comes surrender. When I was 3 years old, I was with my grandmother in Guru Prasad. Baba was passing by and she was feeding me sweets, these small sweets, strawberry. So Baba told, from today, Mehernas will not eat any sweets. When I grew up, my parents told me that this was Baba's order for you, so you will not eat sweets. The thought never crossed my mind that, oh, why? Why should I not eat? Why did Baba say that to me? No. So as Baba's sister Mani, whom I call Mani Fui, told me, yes, Mehernas, you have to completely surrender to him. Because of your love, you have to completely, out of your love for him, surrender to his wish and his will in everything you do in life. Also Mehra Auntie, Mehra, beloved Mehra, Baba's beloved Mehra, whom I call Mehra Auntie, was more than my mother and father to me, which I will tell you a few stories from my life which concern Mehra, who has been more than my mother and father to me. The first incident I would like to say is about my father. My father was a complete stranger when he married my mother. He had never heard of Meher Baba in his life. But the day he went to meet Meher Baba for the first time, I always asked him, Daddy, how did you feel? What was your reaction? So he said, when I saw Baba for the first time before marrying my mother Gulnar, he said, I never felt anything. I felt I've known him my whole life. And he said, at that very moment, I just surrendered to him. I surrendered my whole life, my whole being to him. There was one very important incident in his life. My father was an aeronautical engineer working at the Air Force Lohegaon in Pune. So he would pass by Guru Prasad every day on his scooter, going to work, coming from work. One day it so happened that his scooter brakes got jammed and he was flung from his scooter from one end of the road to the other. And he felt so hard. So he thought he's not going to survive. But in that instant, he just screamed Baba's name out so loudly. He said, Baba. He just said, Meher Baba, Avtar Meher Baba. And few people gathered and, he just got up. And he was amazed. He said, not a single scratch on my body. It's amazing. He went home, narrated to my mother, my grandmother. So Baba was in Guru Prasad at that time. So he told Mani, I would like to come and speak to Baba and tell him what happened. So he was very excited. And he told Baba, yesterday a miracle happened. I was flung from my scooter and not a scratch. I escaped with not even a scratch on my body. So Baba smiled and told him, he says, it is not a miracle. It is your faith and your complete surrender to me at that very moment which saved you. That is one very important incident which I will never forget my whole life. For my mother, she grew up in Baba's family as Baba's brother Behram's daughter. So for her, her daily life was one of just surrender to Baba's love. In every instant she has surrendered. She was very small and she loved playing the piano. So just one day there was a telegram from Baba saying that from tomorrow Gulnar will stop all her piano lessons. And she was yes, a little disappointed, but in an instant, that very moment, she just surrendered. She says, no Baba, whatever your will, I accept it happily. So as Manipuri would tell us, whatever you do, whenever you surrender yourself, do it happily, unconditionally. There can be no conditions. If I do this, if I surrender, I want this to happen. I want this in return. No, that cannot be. Now, I can tell you about when I was 6 years old, Baba performed my Navjot. In the Zoroastrian community, Navjot is an important coming of age. So Baba performed my Navjot in Guru Prasad in the year of 1966. And in the Bandli hall, I remember very clearly, Baba made me stand before him and asked me to recite the Parvardigar prayer. So I recited the prayer. And Baba called beloved Mehra to give me the sadra and in my hand. And Baba gave me one of the most precious gifts of my life. He gave me a framed photograph in which I will read out to you what Baba has written. On the occasion of the Navjot of Mehernas Jahangir Sukhadwala, on the morning of June the 5th, 1966 at Guru Prasad. This was dictated by Baba, typed by dear Mani and given to me. Baba says, May Ahura Masta, Zoroaster, Meher Baba, free you from the superfluous binding of Shariat and help you to lead a life of good thoughts, good words and good deeds and bestow on you the grace of loving Baba. Baba says, I have given you this emblem of superficial binding to make you free from this binding and give you the real binding of love, Meher Baba. In that instant, I was very small. I was just 6 years old. But as I grew up, Manipur told me that Mehernas Baba has given you this to free you from all bindings. Free you from all the bindings of, I can say, caste, religion, rituals. So it did not strike me so much at that time. But then a few years later, yes, when I came of marriageable age, my parents always told Mehra, please pray that Mehernas finds a nice boy. Because every parent wants that for their child. So on the Amar Tithi of 1983, Mehra called me and she said, Mehernas, I have found a nice boy for you. She did not tell me any much details. She did not tell me. She says, I'm not forcing you. Only if you feel happy, only if you want, you can say yes. So that very instant, to me personally, Mehra is Baba for me. Her very word was Baba's word for me. In that very instant, I surrendered myself totally and I said, no Mehra, whatever you say, I'm happy to accept it. Whoever the boy is, I don't even want to see him, I don't even want to know his name. So Mehra laughed and she says, okay Mehernas, we'll talk a little later, we'll talk to your parents. he talked to the boy's parents. And she called my parents and told them. My parents instantly agreed. My grandmother Pari, she instantly agreed because of her love for Mehra and Baba. Even my husband's parents, Amarnath and Santosh Chopra, when the talk was money went and spoke to them and told them. So they also instantly surrendered and said, whatever Mehra says. To me, that was, in my mind, that was a surrender. But today, when I look back, there are no regrets. The only thing Mehra told me that yes, Mehra, marriage is all about adjustments, marriage is all about sacrifices, marriage is all about compromises, and you have to make it work no matter what. So till today, Mehra's words are with me, and I try to do my best to make things work and make people, everyone happy around me. Just a minute, I'll read. Yes. Also, Arvind was very close to Mehra, and for him, even Mehra was as good as Baba. So my husband was in the army. He was in the Armed Forces Medical College. So he wanted to leave the army and join in civilian practice. So Mehra knew about it, and he told Mehra, please pray that I get a release from the army and come to civil practice. So Mehra said, but what would you like to do after you leave the army? So he said, Mehra, I would want to become a cardiologist. That is my dream in life, to become a cardiologist. So she looked at him and she looked at me and she said, she says, yes, you can cure a person, you can make his heart stronger, but what about a person who's got an absolutely normal heart, healthy heart? You'll cure him, but he's unable to walk. What about that? So we didn't think much about it. And it so happened that, my husband gave many applications abroad in USA for training in cardiology. There was a doctor, Dr. Naveen Nanda in USA, who chooses only 2 of the best doctors in the world to give a training in cardiology in USA. So my husband applied, and yes, by Baba's grace, he was chosen for it. And everyone was very happy. And he was given an appointment, all the papers came, the visa came, and the US consulate gave him an appointment for the US visa, for a study visa for 2 years. And he was supposed to go in 2 days' time. And then it so happened when Mehra was not well, in the year 1989, May 1989, one day before he was supposed to go for his interview, Dr. Ghaver called up and said, Arvind, can you come? I wanted to see Mehra, she's not well. So he immediately left, he and my father Chanti immediately left for Nagar. Forgot all about the interview, forgot all about everything. And he went to Nagar. And of course, we completely forgot about the interview and completely forgot about Dr. Naveen Nanda. So after a few days, when Mehra went to Baba and we came back to our daily routine, so he called up the embassy and said, he went personally to say, I'm sorry, I could not come for the interview because it was a very personal. So one of the consulate asked him, he said, what was so important to you that you missed your appointment for a visa, knowing that you will not get a visa again for this study? So my husband said, no, it doesn't matter to me. What I did not come for was more important to me than this. And he said, I'm sure, I don't think you will be able to understand because it's a very long, I would not like to waste your time explaining. Yes, even Dr. Naveen Nanda was very upset. And he told my husband, he said, Arvind, I'm sorry, I cannot accept you as a student anymore. So it's okay, we accepted. My husband surrendered completely to Baba's will. Whatever, Mani said, Arvind, whatever is Baba's will, don't worry, the best will happen for you. And it so happened after a few years, after 3 years, there was an invitation in the paper. My husband applied for a course in rheumatology to become a rheumatologist in Australia, a fellowship in rheumatology. And he was accepted by Baba's grace. And we told Mani, and Mani was very happy. Then Mani reminded us. He says, do you remember Arvind what Mehra told you in Meherabad years ago, that if a person can't walk, what is the point? It is better to cure a person, at least a person able to walk, have movement of limbs, that is a good quality of life. So she says rheumatology is all about that, arthritis and rheumatology. You are helping a person who is unable to walk, who is disabled in some way, handicapped with arthritis. So that is how my husband became a rheumatologist. So this is, to my mind, these are all instances of surrender. My marriage, my Navjot, and what Baba gave me in writing was all about surrender. We try to practice surrender in our daily lives, but surrendering small things. I can give you one example, a story, a very small story. It may not seem very, very important, but yes, to me, it was very important. Baba's order to me not eating sweets, yes, total surrender to his wish and will. And happily, till today, I don't even think that I cannot eat sweets. No, I don't think. I don't even think about it. But yes, what Mani told me, what Manifree told me, that Mehernas, if anyone offers you sweets as prasad, never refuse. You can take it, accept it, and give it to someone at home, either your parents or your husband or your son, to eat it on your behalf. There's one more thing I remember today. I was in school and I went with my mother. We would go to MG Road. In Pune, there's a road, a very famous road, MG Road, where there are many, it's a shopping area. So I was passing by a shop and I saw very beautiful material. It was imported in those days. It was very expensive. So I wanted to buy it. And of course, my mother said, right now, it's not feasible to buy this material because it's out of our budget. So Manifree had come to Pune and she'd asked my mother, why is Mehernas sitting with a sad look on her face? So my mother said, no, Manifree, she wanted this material and I refused to buy it for her. Because, so Manifree said, okay. She said, Mehernas, do one thing. She says, if you want it, but be honest with yourself and be honest with me. If you really want it so much, if you really want that material, like it so much, I will buy it for you. But on one condition. He says, you go to the shop again tomorrow and look at it. And see if you like it the same as much as you liked it on day one. Because after 2 days, you again visit the shop and again see if you like it as much as you liked it on the first day. Go the third time and see if you like it as much as on the first day. Be honest with me and tell me, and I will buy it for you. But you have to be completely and truthfully honest to me. So I went for the first time. I went again and I saw it. Second time I went, I said, no, maybe something better will come up. We'll buy. Third time I didn't go. I got so fed up and I told Manifree. I said, no, Manifree, I think, no, we'll buy some other time. She was happy. She says, yes, Mehernas, sometimes in life we have to surrender our little small desires. These are not a big surrender. It's a small surrender of desires. Today, when Baba gave me the order of not eating sweets, I recall I was in school. I was in class 3. And there was my class teacher, Mrs. Ghaswala. She was a very senior teacher. In fact, she had taught my mother in school. And we used to have monthly tests. As now we have the unit tests, earlier they were just called class tests. So we had a maths test. And she said, my teacher announced that, okay, all the girls, close your eyes and open your mouths. And I will pass your yes. Whoever is the highest, I will put a sweet in their mouth. So all the girls were excited. Oh my, who will get it? Who will get it? So when she announced that, I got so tensed. I said, Baba, what if I get the highest and she comes? I don't want to disobey. I don't want to break your order. And it so happened that she passed by and she came and stood near my desk. And she says, Mehernas, open your mouth. So I didn't open. I put my hand on my mouth. She was so angry. She says, how dare you disobey me? How dare you disobey me? She says, she tried to move my hand from my mouth and I just wouldn't. She got so angry. She said, open your eyes and come. Give me your calendar. And she wrote a remark. Please call your parents the next day for disobeying me. So I came home and I showed my mother. I said, Mommy, this is what happened. She said, don't worry, I'll come and explain to her. The next day my mother came to school and she took me to the principal, Miss Gaswal, my class teacher. And the principal said, "You're such a good student, why did you disobey your teacher? It's not right." So then my mother explained, she says, this is what. And so my principal, her name was Mother Catherine. She was a nun from Germany. So she said, "My child, why didn't you tell your teacher? Why didn't you tell?" And she says, "I'm so impressed that at this, for a child to disobey, a student to disobey the teacher, there must have been some very big reason." She says, "Yes, now I can understand the reason why you disobeyed your teacher." And yes, Ms. Ghaswala was so strict that literally girls would tremble when she would come in the class. So she called me and she hugged me. She says, "Mehnaz, I'm sorry for having scolded you so much." So then my mother told Manipur, she narrated this incident to Manipur. And Manipur told Baba, and Baba said, "Yes, I'm happy Mehnaz obeyed my order. In obedience, there is surrender." This is what Baba said. Today, to my mind, yes, to me personally, the biggest examples of surrender in the whole universe, I should say, Baba's men Mandli and Baba's women Mandli. For them, each one's sacrifice and surrender is unique. We cannot compare each one's surrender to Baba. There's total surrender of their lives, of their very being to Baba. Also today, to me, the COVID pandemic is a divine wake-up call for us to completely surrender to Him. Baba is making us realize that we have no control over our lives and that our lives only belong to Him and Him alone. Baba is forcing us to go within ourselves and surrender to Him. He is asking us to make the pilgrimage within ourselves to our own hearts, because that is our eternal home. That is Baba's eternal home. He is the sole occupant and owner of that home. Our surrender is our response to His divine call to let go and let Him take care of us. If we can make the journey to our own heart, leaving our worries and troubles behind, He is always there, waiting for us, to receive us and embrace us with His infinite compassion, His infinite love, and His infinite sweet grace. I wish each and every one of you faith in His divine love. I would like to end my today's small talk with two quotes which I have chosen. The book Love Alone Prevails by Kitty Devi. Baba himself gave the quote at the public gathering in Dehradun in November in the year of 1953. Baba says, "To love me as I love you, you must become the recipient of my grace. Only my grace can bestow you the gift of divine love. To receive my grace, you must obey me wholeheartedly with the firm foundation of unshakable faith in me. And you can only obey me spontaneously as I want you when you completely surrender yourselves to me, so that my wish becomes your law and my love sustains your being." There is another quote by beloved Baba from the book by Don Stevens, Listen Humanity. Baba says, "Surrender resigns to the will of the beloved and seeks nothing. One who loves is the lover of the beloved. One who obeys is the beloved of the beloved. One who surrenders all, body, mind, all else, has no existence other than that of the beloved, who alone exists in him. Therefore, greater than love is obedience, and greater than obedience is surrender. And yet, as words, all three can be summed up in one phrase: love divine." I thank you all for hearing me and listening to me. A very, very loving Jai Baba to all of you. A very loving Jai Baba. And thank you so much for listening to me. Jai Baba. Beloved Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. I'm sure all of you are completely awestruck by the most beautiful stories which Merna's auntie has shared with all of us. And I'm sure so many of us will get inspired by the way a small child has surrendered to Baba's wish, which Baba himself gave to her of not eating sweets. Oh my God. From the very childhood. And even now, the way she has explained and shared all her stories. So this is indeed very, very beautiful. Thank you so much, Merna's auntie, once again for sharing such precious stories. And now, without taking much time, I would like to welcome Dr. Arvind Chopra, who's already with us live in this show. And we are all looking forward to hear from you your profound thoughts and experiences on the theme as well as your life with Baba. Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Ganesh.
Jai Baba. Yes. So the moment has arrived. We all were waiting for.
Yeah.
Jai Baba, thank you very much, Rakhi ji and Ganesh and everyone who has organized this very wonderful Sahavas. I'll speak in English and Hindi क्योंकि मैं जानता हूं कि बहुत सारे हमारे आज सहवास में बाबा के प्रेमी बैठे हैं जो कि वहीं से आए हैं जहां से मैं आया हूं.
Yes.
और जहां से मैं नहीं आया वहां के भी प्रेमी मेरी हिंदी को समझ पाएंगे क्योंकि मैं वहां भी जाता हूं जहां से मैं नहीं आया. So, Rakhi, you said we all
Yes.
we are हम चकित हो गए हैं.
And-
I am also awestruck.
Yes.
मुझे नहीं मालूम था कि मेहरनाज इतनी अच्छी बात करती है. मीन्स बाबा इन सच अ सीरियस मैनर्स. 30 बरस से ऊपर हो गए शादी को. Never heard her speak like this.
This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So there is more she will be sharing now.
Well, was to displace me. ये भी अच्छी बात है. This must be Baba's will. मैंने तो 30 साल में कभी भी मुझे ऐसा मौका नहीं मिला. I've never had the opportunity to speak on Baba, and somehow as a doctor I seem to have missed a lot. But then Baba has given me so much too as a doctor, and I can never sort of regrets about it.
Yes.
So, Mena, thank you very much. And I must confess that I have nothing to do with her. I did not contribute to what she spoke.
Yes.
Neither did I hear what she recorded. बहुत बार सोचा कि जैसे होता है ना थोड़ी चीटिंग कर लेते हैं हमको क्या बोला है so that I don't repeat it. But somehow the whole week I was so busy, and I think it's all Baba's game plan कि तुझे नहीं मालूम पड़ेगा तेरी बीवी क्या बोलेगी बाबा के बाद. So Mena, wonderful. And friends, I think there's a lot of I think serious. अगर मैं कहूँ कि सरेंडर के बारे में जो मेरनाज ने कहा है, and in all that there is so much of warmth, so many emotions, so much personal sort of feeling experience, but yet it's a very, very serious depiction of what surrender is all about.
Yeah.
तो मेरनाज ने मेरा काम बहुत आसान कर दिया. राखी, I need not go into spirituality.
हाँ जी.
I need to talk about stories and about my own
Yes.
look towards this subject.
Yes.
And I'm aware of the time too. Being a doctor, समय की बहुत पाबंदी रहती है हम डॉक्टर लोगों को.
जी.
So I think first of all, whatever I'm going to say, I'm used to all doctors in the world.
Yes.
Who speak in conference, they very often start with a disclaimer. I
Yes.
cannot be held responsible for anything that comes out of my talk in this particular symposium. So
Yes.
my disclaimer is that, dear beloved Baba,
Dear.
I speak with good intentions and with good faith and trust you, and please forgive me for all omissions and commissions errors.
And it may happen that my memory may sort of betray me. And I'm serious that that Baba, I may not remember some of the things the way they were. Please forgive me for that. And I also want to share with you that sometimes memories plays a lot of tricks. So I'll try my best to recall the events, some of the events that I'm going to talk to you.
Yes.
So Baba, please include this also in my prayer to you this evening. So a lot of things that happen in our life, बहुत सारी घटनाएं जो हमारे जीवन में होती हैं, शायद वो विधाता की विधि के अनुसार ही होंगी.
Yes.
We call it providential, or we call it destined, or maybe some of the things were preordained to happen in my life too. But I've never really thought too much about it, because I strongly believe that it was, it is, and it will be His will. It's Baba's will. अच्छा हो या बुरा हो, सब उसकी मर्जी से होता है. इसमें कोई भी शंका नहीं होनी चाहिए. पर जब वो हमारे साथ है, when he is holding our hands, nothing appears bad. There may be moments of depression. There may be moments when you feel let down. But those are very fleeting moments, because he's right next to you. He's there to hold you, pick you up. Sometimes you're not aware of it. उसको इतना अपने अंदर भर दो कि तुम्हें उसके बारे में सोचना ही ना पड़े. He's always there. And that has been my life so far. And I'm sure that he'll take me further. So friends, let me get over the most difficult part of my evening with you all today. And that is that Rakhi has asked me to speak on Meherabad. The last few days of Meherabad with us in physical form. And so, pardon me if I get emotional, because this is something extremely personal, deep within. I remember, I don't know whether Casey is listening to me this evening or not, but I remember Casey telling me so many times, Arvind, you must record it, you must write it. Casey, I'm sorry, I never did that. But almost 30 years later, more than that, I have lived every moment of the last 10 days or 15 days, or maybe 3 weeks, ever since Ganesh came to my clinic and said that we would like you to participate in the Sahavas. And then Rakhi spoke to me and said, Baba, I need to live those moments all over again. I need to remember. Of course, I remember. The last time I ever spoke about that particular period of my life was in 1991 in Australia, when I was doing my training.
Recording in progress.
And I was called by Baba lovers in Sydney to speak on this. And this was soon after dear Meherabad passed away to be with her eternal beloved. So it was Friday, the 12th May, 1989. And I was in my clinic late evening when an American Baba lover, Daniel Ledinsky, walked in. I was told that he wishes to see me for some disorder which was not really connected to rheumatology, but then knowing that he's a Baba lover, and so I said, oh, fine, I'll meet him. And I remembered after so many years that Daniel, I don't know where he is, never met him after that, was the kind of guy who you would see in Hollywood, straight from the movies. Tall, handsome, extremely good looking. बिल्कुल एकदम जैसे हीरो दिखते हैं. I remember that. It was very impressive to see him. He walked in and Jai Baba, and those are not, thankfully, those are not the days of COVID, we could hug each other. So, after some personal talk about his medical problem, he suddenly told me out of the blue that, Arvind, I think Gaveri needs you. I remember, Gaveri needs you. You know, she's very stressed. Meera is not well, and etc., etc. I'm sorry, I'm just going to cut off some of the things so that we can possibly finish it in time. So that evening at dinner time, I told Mehnaz and Gulnar and rang up Meherabad and Dr. Gaver, we call her Gaver, came on the line. And she said, indeed, I was thinking of talking to you. And Arvind, Meera is not well. We had seen her a few months earlier at Amartiti Times. I mean, Meera was as wonderful as ever she was. I said, and she said that she had suddenly fallen down. She possibly weakness in some arms and legs, whatever it may be. And she's okay, but I'm very worried. And so, after the kind of medical talk, Gaver were very close to me. I was very close to me. I should say I was very close to Gaver, very fortunate to be very close to her. And then both of us were doctors, and deep inside there was the link. So after a lot of medical talk, I said, Gaver auntie, I think we should do a brain scan for Meera. Having said that, it suddenly struck me that ये तो एक बहुत ही मुश्किल बात थी. मेरा को brain scan करने के लिए, it was something I realized by them already. There were deep bonds between me and Meera, but I'll come to that later on. So she must have spoken to, and I was thinking that perhaps it will not be accepted by them. After maybe next day was, I think, Saturday or something, and I get a call that, yes, Arvind, we will come to Pune. And Meera is agreed. And she said, if Arvind says yes. So I remember that Sunday morning, there was a certain amount of excitement. Meherna's, mom, that's Gulnar and Jahangir. And if I remember, from Bindra House, Gaimai, and if I remember, Dolly, and I remember her mom. So, everyone got together because to receive Meera was indeed a very special occasion. I knew that. Everyone knew that. And Meera and Manipuri and Gaver and I think Meru, if I remember, they all drove to my to the hospital where my clinic was, where I had met David, Daniel Lenitsky, and we did a scan. It's a huge, I even now sometimes think whether it was totally a dream, but to organize that scan, to make sure that Meera was received in the way which would be consistent with her sort of divine requirements and in Baba's spirit and in Baba's love. Everything was happened. The women were there, paramedics, to receive her, handle her, take her into the scan room. I was very apprehensive. I remember Manipuri said, Arvind, I'll go into the CT console and I'll be with Meera. And so the scan was done. And I was with the radiologist in the CT console, in the CT where the pictures started coming. They start coming, the CT pictures. And couldn't believe. There was a sense of shock and disbelief. But that's the truth, that Meera had a serious problem in the brain. Okay. So I didn't know what to do, and called Manipuri into the CT room, and Manipuri came in, spoke to her, and that's Baba's strength. Why not Baba's sister? I remember I was totally struck. There was no sense of any kind of shock or grief on her face, because Manipuri was so majestic. Always felt that she should have been a queen. And the other thing was that she and the radiologist and myself, I remember she sort of directed the entire medical talk as if she was the director of radiology. Arvind, I don't think Meera will be happy with a brain biopsy. Meera loves her hair. Arvind, we can never do that. I said, yes, because that was being thought of by some other specialist whom we had called. So Manipuri asked me, Arvind, what kind of treatment will you offer? No, that was not my subject at all, honestly. I said, Manipuri, I'll have to talk to internists and neurophysicians and we'll get down to something. He said, I'll talk to Meera about, the biopsy and whether it could be malignancy, etc., etc. But what other possibilities there? And I said, well, we all discussed. We said, well, it could be also an infection. Fine, Arvind, treat the infection because that's treatable. So at the end of that Sunday in this particular hospital, I think 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6 hours, Meera was with us. They all left back. I remember I didn't know whether it was day or night, and I was totally submerged into emotions which are very different from that of a doctor, but I just couldn't help it. Because somehow I was bearing that truth in my head and I didn't know what to do about it and with whom to share and how to get over it. And somehow I was reading so much more than what we had talked with each other and what. So prayed to Baba, and Meera was absolutely full of joy. I remember her munching sandwiches outside my clinic, and all the women, it almost looked like a picnic, And I said, Baba, this is you and your divine game. And Meera will remember her family, so they went back. And while going back, we packed a lot of medicine into there, this drug and antibiotic. And I said, I don't remember, but whatever I said, I'll come on Tuesday to see Meera. And I went on Tuesday, just did a little checkup on the medications that had been started. And despite the fact that there were certain weaknesses, neurological weaknesses that were evident, would be evident to a doctor, Meera was in some ways oblivious of all that. And Meera's expressions, I still remember. It was something like, you doctors do what you have to do. I am Meera. I am beloved's beloved. And then I again went on Thursday morning. There was some improvement. And, we doctors are used to this kind of thing that very often the flames don't get extinguished immediately. They flicker and they flicker. And we have seen this many, many times. And there was no suffering on Meera's face ever. And neither did Mani or Gavir or anyone else. There might have been some little tidbits with me here and there. Arvind, what do you think? What do you think? And I sometimes I used to think, oh, Baba, you have put me into this situation. And Thursday when I went, I reached morning, took flowers. outside the veranda, if you all have been to Meherabad. So Mera was brought out in a wheelchair, and Jai Baba, and Jai Baba Mera, Jai Baba Arvind, I would call him Mera only, and like a mother, like whatever I want to think about. She was so happy, and I was very happy, and I was thinking, and she was, spick and span, if I can say. Hair set, very nice, imposing, charming, divine, looking so beautiful. And I said, yes, dear. So she said, Arvind, we had some sort of, little talk, little exchange of whatever it may be. And then I checked certain things. There was a simulation. I checked on money and coveted the same things on Mera. Because I said, Manifest said, Mera, Arvind has come to check you. And Arvind, so you check me, and the way you check my arms and legs, Gaur will check. It looked so, funny too, actually. And after that, some time, so I said, Mera, yes, everything is fine. And Baba willing, and there was nothing much that I could say because I knew what the scan had revealed. And so we sat. So Mera sort of said, Arvind, she told somebody, I don't know whether it was Casey or Heather. She said, we must have tea. Somehow Mera knew that I love tea. He said, Arvind, we'll have tea. And here all are sitting on the veranda, I still remember. And Manifu, he said, of course, we must have tea, Arvind, come. So actually, I remember Mera being wheeled a little towards where Baba's portrait is in the veranda, where we could see the trees ahead, looking towards the Eret's room. I remember Mera going there, and a chair was put for me, and I sat next to Mera, both of us, and the tea came, and we sipped tea together. And Mera was so particular because of some weakness in the face, and I was worried that when she drinks tea, it will dribble. I still remember. She so elegantly did this to show me there's nothing to worry. I'm fine. I can drink tea. And she spoke about beautiful things. She said, Arvind, can you see those flowers? Look at the tree, Arvind. See this tree, Gulmore? This part time of the year, there's the blossom. Springtime, the birds, and I was so mixed up listening to. It just made me forget what I knew, and I was just enjoying that moment. And sometime when the tea was over, so I said, Jai Baba, and we exchanged Jai Baba, and I walked out of the veranda. And she was standing in the veranda and with money from everyone. And suddenly she looked at me, and while I was walking and waving out to her, she said, Arvind, when will you come again? So I said, Mera, whenever you call me. And that was it. I reached home and got a call that she had slipped into coma. And then I did, and I was very, and didn't want, at that time we had decided not to share all this information with everyone. I was aware of it. But I came to Pune and I prayed to Baba, and I said, Baba, I need to tell my mom, because Mummy will never forgive me if I don't tell her. Because Mummy, who brought, at least I told Baba that because of Mummy that I found you, and I found Mera, and I knew for Mummy After Baba, it was Mera, everything. We grew up from an age of 13 years when I first heard about Meher Baba. I think, though that time it didn't strike me, but that was random. Mommy expected Meher Baba, and we all accepted Meher Baba. There was no two ways about it. So I rang up my mother and told her that Meera is not well. And she asked questions. And I said, no, don't ask me questions. It's not well. Should I come and see? I said, that's up to you to decide. And that's it. And I came home. And then on Saturday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning, Jahangir, my father-in-law and myself, we said, we got to go, and I need to go and see Meera. Left early morning, reached Meherabad, and I remember Erich standing at the door, at the gate itself. Jeva, Arvind, hurry up! They're all waiting for you in Meera's room. Hurry up! And so I rushed to Meera's room, and I remember that all the ladies were there, and all men were there, and Gavar standing at the head end, and Jai Baba, and Baba's Dhun, and the whole room was so electrified, so charged, and Meera was sleeping like a divine queen. So there was a tube inside to feed her, and some IV, and Gavar asked me, is there anything else you can do, Arun? I said, no. All I remember is telling Gavar auntie, please take out the Ral's tube and let's stop the IV. And Mani sitting next to the bedside, looking at Meera's face, with Baba's photograph in her hands, and telling Meera, forgive me, I don't remember the exact words, but I'm giving you the meaning. That, yes, Meera, go your way. Baba is waiting for you. And that's it. So, in all that, Meher Baba ki Dhun and Jai and Meera passed away to be with our eternal beloved. Meera was lying on the left side. Under her cheek, there were some tissues, papers, and maybe a handkerchief. In all this, knowing the way Baba had, if I would say, nurtured, brought up, kept Meera in that divine विधि of his, जिस तरीके से बाबा ने मेरा को अपनी विधि के अनुसार रखा और उसको, I did not touch her ever. I remember Gavar telling me that Arun, Meera will not mind if you want to do something or inject. I said no. So when in this particular moment of her passing away and she opened her eyes in the end, I was, in fact, Gavar or Mani, if we sort of pulled me to be right next to her at the head end amongst all the people out there. I remember, come, you be here. I was wondering, Baba, why am I there? I don't know. हमें नहीं मालूम हमारे क्या क्या संबंध होते हैं, हमारे क्या क्या संस्कार हैं, हमें कुछ नहीं मालूम और मालूम करने की आवश्यकता भी नहीं है. But the other thing I want to now conclude this story is that whether it was Gavar or somebody, I think Mani or maybe Meera, I don't know. When Meera was put back like this, they took out all those tissue papers and those maybe a handkerchief. They gave it to me saying, Arvind, these are yours. I walked out, Jai Baba, because then, what do I mean? And I still remember walking out and seeing Daniel standing outside, just outside under the tree. I was very emotional and perhaps we just hugged. And on the spur moment, I took some of those tissues and said, Daniel, this is for you. And then, of course, there was a vigil that night. Ganesh, I'm very sorry. We're going to run out of time and I'm going to try and finish on time. And there was a vigil whole night and we stayed awake, sang Baba's bhajans. Manipuri sang Kabir's duas, which was, I still the ring in my ears. And the middle of the night, whom do I see? My mother and Subhadra auntie walking.
Okay.
And I think these are all worldly bindings between mother, son, daughter, but still, I said, Mera, thank you very much. And then the next day was on Sunday morning next to Baba's. We lowered our casket in the designated location place where you all have seen Mera's Samadhi. And all I remember about that moment is singing with Rustam Mr. Ram Shami Sallam.
Oh.
And let me end up now because I think, I'm sorry, I have no regrets that I told more than 50, 60% of what I want to tell you this, but no problem. There'll be other occasions, but I think this was important.
Yes, very important.
Let me end up, and I don't know why Baba has willed at this particular point of time for all of us to remember Mera.
Yes.
To me, Mera was a perfect embodiment of love, obedience, surrender, whatever you may call it.
Yes.
And as we all know that nobody could love Baba more than what he loved. How to love Baba. I mean, that was perfect. So the other very special attachment, and I think I need to do this because otherwise I may not get dinner tonight. Yes, during the years of my I'm in the army. Meherabad has told you that part of my this thing. So Mera used to come every April. They would come to Pune for holidays, and they would come to Baba House. And the year I got engaged was the a year when I started. On the spur of moment, I started writing at least one bhajan whenever Mera came to Baba House. And I remember that two things I'm going to tell you is the first time when Mera came, I was so filled up with Mera Radha. First my mom and then Memas, my dear Memas. Possibly I've been so fortunate to have such wonderful mothers in my life. Memas was Pareen. Memas took to me and I took to Memas like fish takes to water. And therefore, whatever I did not know about Mera, Memas made sure, because Memas loved Mera like nobody else.
Absolutely.
For a fact also. So I remember she had told me so much about Mera Radha that when I got engaged and they all came, and then, engagement was just the worldly kind of a thing, but important thing was Mera was there. It was so exciting every year to see her. And then I wrote my very first song for her, and I'll just sing two lines because time is running short.
Yes.
And I said, Yamuna ke kinare ek din Radha boli, aaye ko kheli tumne humse ye holi. I just got into that kind of emotions that Baba had played such a wonderful holi with Mera, and there are a lot of lines, but I'll tell you the first reply from Mera Baba was that Bansi ki dhun pe, Krishna bole, काहे को खेली तूने मुझसे बोली, अरे मेरा तू इतनी कैसे हो गई बोली. So I was so thrilled, and I wrote that bhajan. And 2 years later, one day I was so caught up with my job and my work, and suddenly, Mera is coming, and I have not written a bhajan that morning. So the very morning that Mera was coming, there was a sort of scramble in my head as to what bhajan are you going to write today. She's going to come in the afternoon. And I knew that I had heard and that the Kusum auntie, Kusumji from Delhi, and they had sung this Ram Shami Salla, because this song was written, I think, by Kusum's father, was also very dear to all of us. We boys in the family are very lucky to have been nurtured by such wonderful Meher Baba lovers of Dehradun. Each one of them were very.
Absolutely.
So it's maybe some other day I'll love to tell you all those stories. But
Yes.
I did not know the words of Ram Shami Salla. All I knew was that Ram Shami Salla. So I sat down and said, Baba, I'm going to write this song the way I think this song should be sung.
Right.
And I composed that song.
Wow.
Wow. This we didn't know.
And which you all have heard many, many times. And I was waiting for Meera to, Meera sitting on the sofa, which you saw in Baba House.
Yes.
I'm sitting on the ground in front of her. And that's the first time when I sang this song, Ram Sham, Isa Allah, main kya janu re. Mere pyare Baba, main tujhe apna manu re. Anyway.
Yes.
The key line was, Mera ke tum priyatam meher. And I think, I remember I got emotional and everyone got emotional. And Mera loved the song. And years later,
yes,
Meher just told me that she had told Meher that I want the words of the song. Now I forgot that. And it seems that she kept that song in her cupboard.
Oh.
And read it. And I think Mani told Meher and it's their song. Anyway, I think I'm so sorry, both of you, that हम तो इतने इसी उसमें धुन में मस्त हो गए. This is dear to me, and I'm very happy to share with you all. Let me now conclude. I think what do I want to tell you now? I've been very fond of Francis Brabazon.
Oh.
And Stay of God is a very, very personal treasure of mine. Okay. It was given to me by Kumarji, a copy which Baba had given it to me when I did my medicine. Oh. And I think I was reading about it, and it says the prerequisite for help is surrenderance.
Wow.
And then let's skip everything. And I think what perhaps is important is worshipping with surrenderance and love, the name and form of God, to God. One comes when it is the whim of the perfect master.
Yes.
अजमेर वही जाते हैं जिन्हें ख्वाजा बुलाते हैं. This I grew up listening so many times to my dad.
Yes.
That's true.
True indeed.
So some of us, I think we are fortunate, but it's not that the others are any less fortunate. Mm-hmm. Many of us didn't feel the surrenderance taking place.
Yeah.
Thanks to beloved Baba, it happened. We didn't look back. Maybe we were not even serious about how much we had surrendered. What Meher said was, of course, a very, very strong citation of surrenderance. And I want to submit and I want to confess, we all are anchored in the world. हम सब मोह माया में बंधे हुए हैं. हमें अपने जीवन के कर्तव्य पूरे करने हैं. और बाबा ने इसके बारे में बहुत कहा है. आपको जंगलों में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है भगवान को ढूंढना. भगवान तो खुद तुम्हारे भीतर ही है. जब उसकी मर्जी हो गई वो आपको बता देंगे कि मैं हूं तुम्हारे अंदर. उनको स्वीकार कर लेना. So I think, please don't struggle with your inner selves. If you have found and seen the beauty and the divinity of Meher Baba in whichever way, that's it. So many people have asked me, have you read this? Have you read that? And I say, oh, I'm so sorry. I haven't had the time to read it. We neatly tell them, क्या करें भाई डॉक्टर ना पढ़ने का समय नहीं मिलता. इतना मैगजीन में पढ़ के हम दिमाग खराब हो गया. I don't get time to read anything. But yes, it's important to read, but it's more important to, feel him within you. Breathe him. He's there with you. He will drop you, he'll pick you up.
Yes.
We will make mistakes, we will sin. But remember, he's there. I think that's very important. So, seek me not to put off from you your troubles, again from Stay with God, but find me in order to surrender yourself to me. Jai Baba, beloved Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Avtar
I
Meher
apologize that I don't know whether the time is left for interaction, which both of you are very keen. I apologize to all the people who are listening to me in this Sahavas.
Yes.
And I think so. Raki, can we conclude now, or you want to take up any discussion?
Anybody, like, we can have one quick question if anybody has.
Yes.
So because you know, yeah. First thing, when I told Dr. Arvind about the Sahavas, he told I would love to interact with Sahavasis. That was his first condition.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
But I'm sorry, the time is such a peculiar thing. Anyway, chalo. If somebody wants to say anything, or I'm not be very delighted. Or
yes. So can we have a show of hands? We would love to hear your questions for Dr. Arvind Chopra.
Dhaval has it.
Dhaval, please unmute Dhaval.
Hi, Jai Baba, Dr. Arvind.
Jai Baba, please call me Arvind. Doctor से बड़ी तकलीफ होती है मुझे.
No, I want to say thank you for this beautiful talk. I personally suffer from a lot of health problems. So anytime I see a doctor, my heart melts. And the moment I see a doctor who's also a Baba lover, my heart melts double.
Please don't let it melt again and again. It's very precious.
The story that you shared, as in, it really was very, very touching. I kid you not. I was going to ask you a question, not exactly on a lighter note, but I was going to ask you something about living in, like, coming from a Baba family, living in the Baba house. But I was going to ask you, how do you handle your family life? Like, do you all have fights or not? And then you ended the conversation speaking about living a life, and that Baba will speak inside you when he has to. So beautiful. Like, I wrote everything down in the end when you said that don't struggle with your inner self is so beautiful, because that's what we force ourselves to struggle, no? Because in our head we've glorified suffering. So we force it on ourselves, that, and like so many things. So you actually answered something without me even asking. So I just want to thank you. Like, and when I come to Pune, I'd love to come and visit you.
Oh, wow.
You're most welcome. Please contact Ganesh. He'll tell you how. I mean, I'm still joking that yes, he'll tell you how difficult Dr. Chopra is.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm so sorry, but wonderful listening to you. And yes, Baba bless you, and look after your heart. That's very important. And yes, just to quickly tell you that of course, लड़ते हैं, बहुत लड़ते हैं. लड़ाई तो होनी भी, थोड़ा झगड़ा होना चाहिए, तभी तो प्यार होता है. Or important thing is not to keep inside anything. Like Mani would say, don't keep knots inside. Just forgive and forget, and leave it to Baba to sort out. So there are, we are living in Baba house, but sadhu to nahi hai. We are not. We are living like anyone and everyone, and as you can see that we are all following our our daily routines, etc. Mehernas, Meher, myself. Fortunately, Meher is a doctor, and two doctors never agree. That's fundamental. So kya kare?
Yes.
And yes, we have a lot of fun, and mana lete hain dusre ko. Somebody has to do. That's important. But anyway, thank you very much, and yes.
Any other question?
So we have two hands up.
Yes.
And Meher Sharma is there, Pranita is there. So Meher is there.
Pranita?
Meher is there. First in line I'm taking. First is Meher. Yeah.
Jai Baba uncle.
Jai Baba Meher.
I'm from Dehradun. मैं बहुत छोटा था तब मैं आपसे मिला हूँ.
I'm so sorry.
बहुत छोटा था मैं. मेरी मदर को आप जानते हो, श्रीमती राजेश्वरी शर्मा.
Oh yes, हाँ, Meher, of course. Yes, मैं तो बहुत सारी यादें आ जाती हैं.
हाँ जी.
बहुत दिन से आए नहीं, but I missed Dehradun.
हाँ जी, मेरे हमेशा ये बात रही कि आपने लास्ट टाइम मेहरा जी के साथ में उनका ट्रीटमेंट किया, तो मैं चाहता था कि मैं कभी जान सकूं कि क्या क्या हुआ. और आज बाबा ने सहवास के द्वारा हमें मौका दिया कि ये सुनने को कि आपने उनका ट्रीटमेंट कैसे किया. बहुत सुंदर बताया आपने. थैंक यू सो मच.
जय बाबा.
जय बाबा.
हमने कुछ भी नहीं किया.
But you got the chance.
Yeah, that's true. We are all on the chessboard.
Yeah, yes.
So fortunate, sir. Thank you.
मैं आपको सबको ये आश्वासन दिलाना चाहता हूं कि none of you who are today in this Sahavas is any less fortunate than anyone else.
ये बाबा की ग्रेस है.
This I've heard so many times when I first got into Baba's world from parents and so many men mandli and back Dehradun mein, this thing that it's important that we keep that thing in our this thing कि सबके भाग्य अच्छे. बस ये बात याद रखना.
बाबा की दया है ये. Thank you.
Jai Baba, nice meeting you and Jai Baba to your family and other के बाबा प्रेमियों को. बाबा चाहेंगे तो वापिस कभी जरूर आएंगे और आपसे बातें करेंगे.
जरूर आइए सर, जरूर आइए. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Yeah, Pranita next, who has this thing. And then last we will have Shivish. So we can't take anything more. So with the paucity of time. So Pranita, can you quickly speak?
Yeah, not quickly, but yeah, I'll try. Jai Baba Uncle. So I have written it down. I don't know if it is fine. I'll read it. So we all love Baba in our own little ways. We try to obey him and try to surrender to him every moment. But sometimes there are weak moments. I'll highlight that, weak moments, when it becomes very difficult for us to surrender to Baba in those moments. So, and of course, we all know that it's Baba's wish and he has put us in that situation and all. But we being humans, it becomes difficult for us to comprehend it with our limited minds. So fewer times during such Baba-ful breakdowns, I'll say, because in such weak moments, we feel his love more than ever. But personally, I get very angry at him in such moments. Instead of surrendering to him, I try to, but I cannot. I really want to surrender, but I really can't. And I get more and more angry at him. So I really wish, but I can't. Not always, but most of the times I fail to do that. So what can be the trick or way to bring my soul back at his feet at that very moment? So, and of course, it's his grace that can make me surrender at his feet. So it's very difficult that this process, the overall process is very difficult for me at least. So,
Pranita, it's good to be angry.
I feel really bad next moment. Like I shouldn't do that. He's the highest of the high. He's God, and what am I doing to him? But it's
that's really, what I'm telling you. It's good to be angry.
Yeah.
Just try to make sure that your anger is meaningful and people will take you seriously.
Baba. It's not about others. It's always Baba.
One of the most beautiful stories that I heard or read was a story about somebody like you and me who loved God, walking on the sands of time, always saw a pair of steps next to him and wondered who these steps could be due to, who these two steps belonged to. Now, forgive me, I don't remember exactly what the story said, so I'm trying to work it out of imagination. तो भगवान को कहा कि आश्चर्य क्यों हो रहा है, वो तो मेरे दो कदम है तुम्हारे साथ, एक तुम्हारे दो स्टेप्स होते हैं सैंड में, and next to are my two steps. तुम मुझे इतना प्रेम करते हो, you love me so much, why should I not be next to you?
Right.
And then bad times came, something like your angry times, and suddenly found those two steps were missing.
Right.
So he could see his two steps. And he was so angry. He said, God, how dare you sort of disappoint me and leave me at this moment when I need you so much?
Absolutely.
So then after some time, he was in better times, good times, and again the two steps came next to him. And he said, oh, there you are. Where were you all these days when I was suffering so much and now you come back again when I'm in good times, when I'm doing so well in life and blah, blah, blah. And God very sweetly told him, those bad times when you were suffering, I was carrying you in my arms. They only 2 steps.
Baba. Thank you, Baba.
So, Pranita, there is no need to despair. There is no need to have a moment of surrender to him. When you love him so much, you have surrendered in your own way. Don't worry about it. Things will happen. Get angry. Even now, sometimes I fight with Baba. Yes. I do fight with him. I do sort of blame him for many things not happening the way I want them to happen.
Right.
But then I get answers. And I think, therefore, don't worry at all. Be like Arut's that book, be determined to be his.
Yes, absolutely.
That is it. वो तुमसे खुश है, वो तुमसे नाराज है, कोई परवाह नहीं है.
Yeah.
बस उनके बने रहो.
Perfect answer I got. Yeah.
That
Right.
should be part of our life. And we are leading our lives. So don't worry about that. Whatever you have to do, whatever you do, with whichever way you want to live, follow Baba's good deed, good word, good thought. He constantly guides us. Okay, so don't worry. Man ke andar, no malal, no struggle with yourself. Get over it.
Right.
Okay, Jai Baba, but be angry. I think angry people are much better than those people who don't get angry and just keep things within you. But इतना भी दिल में मत रखना कि जैसे हमारे दूसरे मित्र ने कहा कि दिल मेल्ट. Don't let your heart melt.
Okay, next we have Shivish. So,
Ganesh.
Yes, you can keep it very short. Yeah.
Yes, I'll keep it short. Jai Baba, uncle. That was a beautiful talk. Really filled our hearts, made us think of those last moments. I didn't know anything about it, so thank you so much for sharing. My question was, what you said in the end was so powerful. I didn't hear this before. Be determined to be his. So it fills you up with so much energy thinking about just that one line and how to live your life. But my question really is that since life is basically a string of decisions where we can go one way or the other, of course, we hope that we are pleasing Baba with each decision. And when we look back, we see that Baba, of course, was deciding for us all along. But what is your talisman? What is that one thing that you keep in mind when you have to decide? Should I go this way or that way? What would please Baba? How do you answer that question? When you're in that place of decision to make a decision. So that's what I want to ask you that. Jai Baba.
I wish I had a dice. I wish I could throw the dice. And I wish the dice would help me.
Yeah.
I tried that.
Life doesn't happen that way. And thank God it doesn't happen that way. How boring it would be to get perfect answers to your solutions, perfect solutions to your problems. We need to struggle. We need to falter. We need to fall. So don't worry. It's important to decide. Decision making is important in life. That's what I've learned. If you trust my hair, it's important to decide. It's important the decision may be right, but not so important whether it's right or wrong, because you're taking Baba's name. He said, Baba, I'm so confused, but मैं ये करूँगा बस. बाकी दुनिया कुछ कह रही है, पर मैं तो यही करूँगा बाबा. आपका नाम लेके बोल रहा हूँ. जब मैं बाबा आपका नाम लेके बोल रहा हूँ, with all the force that there is in the word Meher Baba, I am going to do this. And then things go wrong. Baba, you're responsible. It's your problem. I'm yours.
I love that.
It often happens in my life, believe me. I mean, I may be appearing to be one of the most happy-go-lucky kind of a person, doctor, all that, married to such a wonderful woman, But that's not so. Everyone is wonderful. If you talk to Mena, she'll also do the same thing. Or Meherab will tell you that, my God, he can be a very horrible father. So it's all right. I mean, basically, don't let love go out of your heart. Make decisions. Leave it to Baba. And you have to work. Everything cannot be left to Baba. Of course, I strongly believe karma yogi bano. You must do. You must. The karmas are there. This is important too. But I'll tell you something. Let me end up with something very wonderful, something very rustic. You know, and somebody whom I loved so much in Dehradun. Because Dehradun ki memories aa gayi hai. Meher ji ne, he took me for a little while. He took me back to Dehradun. And then Meherdam, हमारे यहाँ बख्शी जी थे, बालकृष्ण बख्शी जी, very senior Baba's भक्त थे जिन्होंने मेहरदाम बनाया देहरादून का. And amongst our very close family, Bakshi ji was a man of few words. He was a very rich man. He had enjoyed all the treasures of the world, so there was no, and he would generously give it for Baba's cause. Baba. Whether it was in Dehradun, whether it was in Meherabad, Bhandara karo, ye karo, wo karo, बहुत झगड़े होते थे. Everyone had their opinion in some of the meetings that I've attended there and much younger. But I used to love his one word, which used to very often end the argument. Absolutely. When we knew that, we used to, as kids, we used to be very happy to see him getting caught, in a fix. Ki Bakshi ji, uncle, ab kya bolenge? Everyone is pouncing on him, He has no answer to those questions. He's so stressed. So he would end up saying, oh yaar, chodo, Baba ki batein Baba hi jaane. हम तो रहेंगे उनके मत वाले. ये मैंने बनाया था एक्चुअली बाद में. बाबा की बातें बाबा ही जाने. When you're absolutely in a whirlpool, when you don't understand what's happening to you, when nothing is going the way you want, believe me, Bakshi ji's sort of mantra, that talisman was very good. Baba ki batein Baba hi jaane. Only Baba knows what he has to know, what he knows. Many things only Baba knows. तुम्हारा काम है भैया, कर डालो, मान लो. और जैसे कि आज राखी जी सबको बता रही हैं, surrender. No, I want to end up quickly because Ganesh is getting very stressed. I can see that. Man, this is my opinion. Man, right from his birth, is not made to surrender. It is not within our upbringing to learn how to surrender. Surrender is a very strong emotion from the point of view of wars and struggles, and I'm ex-serviceman. I was in the army for several years.
Yeah.
Surrender is a totally different ballgame.
Yeah.
Man is not meant to surrender. डट के रहेंगे, क्यों surrender करें यार? याद है ना? मोहल्ले के झगड़े, गली के झगड़े, everyone has had fights in their time, and why would you surrender? You pick up your. So it is not. But here with Meher Baba in our lives, this is a beautiful surrender. This surrender is totally different, and you have to flow against the tide. If I can use the word, आपको धारा के विपरीत तैरना होगा to know what is surrender. That is what surrender is. It will only happen, as I quoted from Stay with God, by His will, yes. With His grace, with His love, and then you don't think anymore. You have surrendered. But He allows you to live a normal life.
Yes.
He allows you to enjoy whatever there is for you to enjoy in the world. There are no bindings, yet there are bindings. Seek and you will find. Seek not and you will find also. That's what Erich once told me, and I was so happy. I still remember those words. Arun, seek not and you will find. And that is Meher Baba. Beloved Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you so much, Uncle, for such beautiful, intimate stories. Oh my God. Abhi hamare goosebumps ho gaye sabke haath pe, and we don't know how to, close this procession because everybody is so engrossed listening to your stories. They are indeed so beautiful. And especially this part of Meherab, which you shared with all of us. Even I did not know. I knew that you had spent a very special time during the time she was going to Baba. And that's why I really wanted you to share it with all of us. And I now feel that you had the last tea with her at the porch. So very beautiful, such a beautiful moment. And also the other stories which you have shared. And I think so today, all of us, irrespective of our age, whether the young people or the middle-aged people or the old people, we are struggling every moment in our lives due to some situation or the other. And the only thing we can do is surrender to Baba, his wish and will. And again, that's only possible by his grace. He makes you surrender to you. You can't even do that. So, but thank you so much for all the beautiful stories which you have shared with us. And
one more secret I want to share with you.
Yes, please.
One of my very strong beliefs.
Yes.
Nobody grows old in Baba's love.
Oh, yes.
We are old. Anyway, enjoy yourselves.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I think we need more sessions from you.
Absolutely. We want a promise. We want a promise from you. Baba willing, then things will be absolutely fine. And may the day come soon when we all get together physically in Meherabad. And we would love to have you, Meherna's auntie and Meher, all three of you join us, in the Sahavas program. And I'm sure that you would love the entire atmosphere over there of the program as well.
Jai Baba, thank you very much. But next time, make sure I speak before Meherna's.
Yes.
Jai Baba, beloved Avatar,
Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you so much.
Jai Baba to all my dear friends in Meherabad, Meherazad. I'm sure some of them are listening and a lot of memories come back.
Yes.
Jai Baba to all of you. Heather and Casey and Alan and a whole lot of them, who all are there from the, from the good old days and are as young as what I feel. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Thank you so much, Dr. Arvind Chopra. Jai Meher Baba. So now I would like to share with all of you that we will be starting the second session today of our evening. And I am very happy to share with all of you that we have a beautiful music concert. And it's a fine compilation of songs, Meher Baba songs, in 7 different languages. And it is specially organized for you from Meherabad. And our singers are... John is already over here with us. I can see him on Zoom. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
John, can you just come and say, people would love to see you here.
You can see, unmute. He is here with us right in the center. Jai Baba, John.
Jai Baba, Rakhi, Jai Baba Ganesh, Jai Baba everyone.
Welcome to Meherabad Young Adults Sahavas. Jai Meher Baba.
Welcome to Meherabad.
Yes. And we also have Carla and Simon, who are part of this beautiful concert. And we have Daryush as well, who has, graciously supported us in music. And he's also sung a song for us. And we have our technical team and music accompaniments team who have also helped and put in their best efforts for this program. So Nitin Jat has helped us with the tabla, Daryush on the tar, and Dadars with the music, and Patrick and Johan have helped us to take the videos. So now we are about to get into a beautiful music concert, and I would like to share with all of you that you can either continue to be on the Zoom over here, or you can switch to the Sahavas YouTube channel if you would like to do that. So the same program is being broadcasted on the Sahavas channel as well. So we will continue to be on Zoom because I would be talking in the middle. But if you'd like, you can switch to the Sahavas channel, or you can be over here the way you would like. So now our first presenters are Carla and Simon. A big round of applause for both of them. Thank you, both of you, who have graciously accepted our invitation and given a very beautiful presentation. So Carla and Simon, I'm sure most of you already know them. Carla and Simon, they live in Meherabad, and Carla is from Argentina. She's currently working also in the archives in Meherabad. And Simon, he's from England, and he is working in the publishing committee in the trust. And both of them really work very hard in putting Baba's birthdays plays, and they also sing at the Samadhi, and they give a lot of music concerts during the pilgrim season as well in Meherabad. So they are singing 2 songs, and this is both in English and Spanish language. And the first song is a beautiful rendition, and that's how it goes. I was Rama, I was Krishna, I was Buddha, I was Jesus, and now I am Meher Baba. I am the Ancient One. So this is a beautiful rendition which they have translated, and they will be singing in Spanish language for all of us. And followed by that, there will be Beloved God's beautiful and melodious prayer, which they will be singing as well. So thank you so much, Carla and Simon. And now we would like to have our first presentation. Jai Meher Baba.
One thing, what I understand from the technical team is it will be on YouTube, probably not on Zoom. So,
okay.
So many of us just let's try it. I think it won't be on Zoom. So,
okay. So do we need to switch on to the YouTube channel?
Because you and I stay, and probably John will stay for his introduction that time. So rest may have to go on YouTube.
Okay. Okay.
That's the input I just got from the technical team right now.
Okay, so may I request all the participants, if you can please switch on to the Sahavas YouTube channel. The link is there. Ganesh, can you please put the link again for the people here? Otherwise, you can just...
I'll put it here. I'll put it here. Just give me a moment. I'll put it.
Yes, please. Avtar Meher
Baba ki jai. Well, just a minute, I'm getting the link.
Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Everyone, I'm putting on chat. Yeah, there is the link.
Como Zoroastro encendí la llama del amor divino y destellos de vida eterna emanaron de mi copa de vino. ¡Vamos, che amigo!
Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo.
Brilló la luz de la verdad cuando volví como llama y con flecha fui desgarrando el velo de Maya con fuerza.
Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo.
Con dicha divina hice sonar mi flauta
Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo.
Y como Buda les mostré el sendero consciente, la manera compasiva hacia todos los seres vivientes. Y otra vez.
Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo.
Como Jesucristo viví una vida de humildad y sufrí por toda la humanidad. Enseñé el perdón y los panes repartí con abundad. Únete, hermano.
Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo.
Al venir como Mohammed, mi rostro mantuve oculto, estableciendo la justicia en el mundo, y enseñé a adorar a Allah. ¡Dale que va!
Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo.
Con gran sentido del humor vine como Meher Baba y dejé mi cuerpo para habitar en todos aquellos que profundamente me aman. Escuchen todos.
Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo. Yo fui Rama, yo fui Krishna, yo fui Buda, yo fui Jesús. Y ahora soy Meher Baba, yo soy el antiguo.
Música.
Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more and more and more and more. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more and more and more and more. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more and more and more and more and more. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more and more and more and still yet more. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, more and more and more and more. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more and more and more and still yet more. till the very end. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, more and more and more and more. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more and still yet more. Till we become worthy of union with you, help us all to hold fast to beloved Father, Son, and till the very end. Uno, Avatar Meherabad. Dos, Avatar Meherabad. Tres, Avatar Meherabad. Cuatro, Avatar Meherabad. Cinco, Avatar Meherabad. Seis, beloved Meher, beloved Baba. Siete, beloved Meher, beloved Baba. Ocho, Avatar Meherabad. Beloved Meher. Nueve, Avatar Meherabad. Beloved Baba. 10. Amado Dios, ayúdanos a amarte más y más y más y más y más. Amado Dios, ayúdanos a amarte más y más y más y más y más. Amado Dios, ayúdanos a amarte más y más y más y más y todavía más hasta que seamos dignos de unión con vos y ayúdanos a aferrarnos a la mano de Baba hasta el mismo fin. Amado Dios, ayúdanos a amarte más y más y más y más y todavía más hasta que seamos dignos de unión con vos y ayúdanos a aferrarnos a la mano de Baba hasta el mismo fin. De Baba hasta el mismo fin. De Baba, de Baba.
Okay, over to you, Rakhi. You have to unmute yourself. You have muted. Muted. You're on mute.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. Our next presentation is from John from Meherabad. Along with him, he has Nitin Jat on the tabla. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher. Daryush on the tar, Jai Meher Baba. I would like to share with all of you regarding our very dear John from Meherabad, who has graciously accepted our invitation to give a beautiful music concert in different languages today. John is from France and he comes from a Russian Christian family. And he got to know about Baba and accepted him at the age of 18. And he made his first pilgrimage to Meherabad in 1991. Wow. From his early age, John played classical piano and sang in the choir at the Russian Orthodox Church. Because of life's circumstances, he stopped practicing music after he became an adult. Only after he moved to Meherabad did he return to music. John has always been a big fan of how Indians express their love and devotion through music. He says, I started singing bhajans because it made me feel so much closer to God. Music is a universal language that connects people deeply. I have witnessed this. Baba was a musician himself. He is my musical guru, and collaboration with his lovers has taught me so much. I'm extremely fortunate to find expression in music. Indeed, so very true. Because this was my question to John. John, what inspired you to sing for Baba in so many languages? And he has given a perfect answer. Thank you so much, John. And now, without any further delay, I would like to...
Yeah, John can share. So John will be sharing a few words.
Yes, please. Yes. Yes, John.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Jai
we can
Baba,
hear you.
Avtar Meher Baba ki Jai. I will be very quick because we're a bit late. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you. I am so happy to be with all the Savasis today and everyone on YouTube. And I think that will be all. And I tried to record the concert as if it was live and to have this feeling of intimacy between each other. And so I just hope that we will have it a little bit despite the pandemic. Avtar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Jai Meher Baba. Thank you so much, John. And I would also like to add, so John is singing in different languages, English, Hindi, Marathi, Telugu, and he will also be reciting the Arti in Gujarati. And along with him, we have Daryush, who is from Persia and who started learning music and playing the instruments at the very early age of 11. And he's also been in Meherabad and participated in so many Baba concerts. And he plays very beautiful tar. It's a music instrument. And he will be singing one of the songs in Persian language as well. Jai Baba.
Avtar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Very beautiful.
It is with great pleasure that I'm presenting you a few songs tonight. I want to first thank all the organizers of the Sahavas and thank you all for being present with us tonight. So we all together, we chose the songs carefully. The topic of the Sahavas this year is surrender, and they all try to reflect this topic. And for that reason, the songs will be on the quieter side. Because reflecting the surrender to the beloved doesn't need a big noise for that. So let me introduce you Nitin Jap, who will be playing tabla with us. And later there will be Daryush Alanjari and Najnini who will play the tar, and he will come on stage. I will call him. He will play the tar and an Iranian song. I I'm going to present you tonight about 10 songs in several languages, in Hindi, Marathi, English, French, which is my mother tongue, and Telugu. And we will finish with the Gujarati Aarti. So I wanted to, I thought it was quite important to give the translation of the meaning of each song. So before each song, I will read you the translation in English of the meaning of the song. The first song I'm going to present tonight is a bhajan in Hindi written by Kashinath Pawar from Nizamabad, and it's called Bhaju Mein Jab Tak. And it's put to the tune of the old filmy song Humne Tujhko Pyar Kiya Hai, that was composed by the duo Kalyanji Anandji. So this is the translation. May I always sing your dear name till my last breath. I am a sinner, O my Lord Meher, and I seek refuge in you. You are everything to me. Yet engulfed in ignorance, I was blind to it. When at last the eyes were opened, I found nowhere to go. None in the world to support me, and none to care for me. Miserable that I am, have mercy on me, and turn not your back on me. Lord, come and scull my drowning boat safely to the shore. Neither do I want pleasures of the world, nor do I want to get drowned in illusion. May I not be tempted, my Lord. Let my lust and anger burn down. Ages have passed, Baba. At least now make me yours. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। बचूं मैं जब तक सांस है इस तन में, नाम मेहर का प्यारा, नाम मेहर का प्यारा। बचूं मैं जब तक सांस है इस तन में, नाम मेहर का प्यारा, नाम मेहर का प्यारा। मैं अति पापी मेहर प्रभु जी, आया शरण तुम्हारी। तुम ही मेरे सब कुछ हो, पर आँख न खोली मैंने। जब संभाला तब राह में खोया, जब संभाला तब राह में खोया, पाया न कोई ठिकाना। नाम मेहर का प्यारा, नाम मेहर का प्यारा। बचूं मैं जब तक सांस है इस तन में, नाम मेहर का प्यारा, नाम मेहर का प्यारा। है न कोई मेरा सहारा, कोई न है रखवाला। मुझे दुखी पे दया बताना, मोहे न अब ठुकराना। आओ अब तुम बन के खिवैया आओ अब तुम बन के खिवैया डूब न पाए नैया नाम मेहर का प्यारा नाम चाहूं सुख दुनिया में फंसू न झूठे भव में मोह न मुझको होय प्रभु जी काम क्रोध जल जाए बहुकाल बीता अब तो कर लो बहुकाल बीता अब तो कर लो नाथ को बाबा अपना नाम मेहर का प्यारा नाम मेहर का प्यारा जो मैं जब तक सांस है इस तन में का प्यारा नाम मेहर का प्यारा नाम मेहर का प्यारा। Now I'm going to present you a song in Marathi. It's a bhajan written by Prashant Ahir, and the music was composed by Pramod Dapre. It's called Paya Dhuli Nemakale, and this is the translation. With my feet covered in dust and soiled clothes, how do I cross over the threshold of your door? My mind remained engrossed in the material world. How could I perform your true worship? My only object was to pursue material happiness. By hypocritically calling you omniscient, I persisted with my worldly ways. I remained defective, imperfect, my emotions distrait. Grace me and let my mind become unattached. How do I embrace the skies while remaining stuck and sunk in the soil? Bygones are bygones. I have given up my past as I am back to my senses. I usher into a new beginning, taking Meher Baba's name. Hey Prashant, he is the redeemer of the world. Why would he forsake you? पाय तुळीने माखले मळविले पितांबरा कसा ओलांडू मी देवा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा पाय धुळीने माखले मळविले पितांबरा कसा ओलांडू मी देवा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा पाय धुळीने माखले मळविले पितांबरा कसा ओलांडू मी देवा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा चित्तरमय ऐहिकात कशी घडावी पूजा चित्तरमय ऐहिकात कशी घडावी पूजा संसारा सुखाचा ध्यास नाही मुळी हेतू तुझा संसारा सुखाचा ध्यास नाही मुळी हेतू तुझा सर्व साक्षी म्हणवित तुझला सर्व साक्षी म्हणवित तुझला माझ विले आडंबरा कसा ओलांडू मी देवा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा पाय धुळीने माखले मळविले पितांबरा कसा ओलांडू मी देवा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा दोष राहिला अंगात विचलित मनोवृत्ती कृपा करून या द्यावी माझ्या मनाला निवृत्ती दोष राहिला अंगात विचलित मनोवृत्ती कृपा करून या द्यावी माझ्या मनाला निवृत्ती मातीमध्ये राहून कैसे मातीमध्ये राहून कैसे कवटाळू मी आंबरा कसा ओलांडू मी देवा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा पाय धुळीने माखले मळविले पितांबरा कसा ओलांडू मी देवा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा झाले गेले गंगार्पण अक्कलेचे सरले वेड झाले गेले गंगार्पण अक्कलेचे सरले वेड मेहर बाबा घेतो नाम नव्याने मुहूर्त मेढ मेहर बाबा घेतो नाम नव्याने मुहूर्त मेढ प्रशांता तू जगदोधारक प्रशांता तू जगदोधारक वाऱ्यावरी सोटील बरा कसा ओलांडू मी देवा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा पाय धुळीने माखले मळविले पितांबरा कसा ओलांडू मी देवा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा तुझ्या दारीचा उंबरा. जय बाबा. Now I'm going to sing you a French song. And this is a French song written by Pierre Delanoë, and it was composed and created by Gilbert Bécaud in 1955. This song became quite popular when it was translated and adapted into English. And it was covered in English by the Everly Brothers in a song called Let It Be Me. But in the translation, the original meaning was lost. So it's called in French, Je t'appartiens, and it means I belong to you. And this is the translation. Like clay, like the fragile insect, like the docile slave, I belong to you. Of all my being, you are the only master. I have to submit. I belong to you. If you condemn, if you damn me, here is my soul, here are my hands. With the sorrows, with love and hatred flowing in my veins, I belong to you. What can I do to satisfy you, master of the earth, on the path I thread? Like angels singing your praises, but I am not an angel, you know that well. I'm just a man, nothing but a poor man, who loves you like a good friend. Sometimes I think that in your immense palace of silence, one must feel good. I belong to you. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। Comme l'argile, l'insecte fragile, l'esclave docile, je t'appartiens. De tout mon être, tu es le seul maître, je dois me soumettre, je t'appartiens. Si tu condamnes, si tu me damnes, voici mon âme, voici mes mains. Avec les peines, l'amour et la haine coulant dans mes veines, je t'appartiens. Que puis-je faire pour te satisfaire, patron de la terre, sur mon chemin? Comme les anges chantaient tes louanges, mais je ne suis pas un ange, tu le sais bien. Je ne suis qu'un homme, rien qu'un pauvre homme, qui t'aime comme un copain. Souvent je pense que dans ton immense palais de silence, on doit être bien, je t'appartiens. Now I'm going to switch to the piano side, so bear with me for a few minutes. Let me thank Johan for his incredible help. Yes. And Patrick for the camera, and the Dada twins for the sound and lyrics. So this is very different. I'm going to play a Western classical piece on piano with some strings attached. And it's an early 18th century choral prelude from Johann Sebastian Bach, a German composer, very famous. And this prelude is quite renowned. It was composed for organ. I chose that piece because it's linked with Baba. I discovered that when Baba went for the first time to the West in 1931, he landed in Marseille, France, on 11th September, and then he went directly to London, and he stayed with Kitty Davis' home at her parents' home, and she and Margaret Krask and a few people welcomed Baba, and Kitty and her brother Herbert was there, and they spent the first night together with Baba, and this is what she wrote in her book Love Alone Prevailed, and let me read it. After our dinner, we all met again upstairs in the white-walled study. Many had to sit on the floor or on cushions, while my brother Herbert played his favorite records for Baba, especially Bach's choral I Call Upon Thee, Jesus, which is the choral I'm going to play, and Negro spirituals sung by Paul Robeson. This lasted about 1 hour. So this piece, which is called I Call Upon Thee, Jesus, is instrumental, but it's a prelude to a choral from which I'm going to give you the translation, which was composed by Johannes Agricola. And he said, Lord, hear the voice of my complaint. To thee I now commend me. Let not my heart and hope grow faint, but deign thy grace to send me. True faith from thee, my God, I seek. The faith that loves thee solely, keeps me lowly, and prompt to aid the weak, and mark each word that thou dost speak. Now a second Now a second, can you hear me? Now a second song, which I'm going to sing and play, and it is also very connected with Baba. It's a hymn from the late 19th century, written by Francis Havergal, on the music composed by Henri Abraham César Malan. And according what the Meherabad journal said, on one occasion at Meherabad in the 1930s, after Baba had been explaining the Gita to some of the Western disciples, he gave them the following Western hymn, Take My Life and Let It Be, to memorize, and added, everything in the Gita is expressed in these few lines by the Western mystic. Later, Mani quoted the complete lyrics of this song in one of her famous family letters. She wrote, "Greetings from your Meherabad family for a glorious 1965 in Baba's love. May we be blessed to sing his glory, that our voice may reach the hearts of all yet unawakened to our Father in heaven and on earth. May our prayer to the highest of the high be as that of the ancient mystic, whose words we hear sometimes over the radio while seated at breakfast with him."
Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to Thee. Take my moments and my days, let them flow in ceaseless praise. Let them flow in ceaseless praise. Take my hands and let them move at the impulse of Thy love. Take my feet and let them be swift and beautiful for Thee, swift and beautiful for Thee. Take my voice and let me sing, always only for my King. Take my lips and let them be filled with messages from Thee, filled with messages from Thee. Take my silver and then my gold, not a mite would I withhold. Take my intellect and use every part as Thou shalt choose, every part as Thou shalt choose. Take my will and make it Thine. It shall be no longer mine. heart, it is thine own. It shall be thy royal throne. It shall be thy royal throne. Take my love, my Lord, I pour at thy feet its treasures store. Take myself, and I will be ever wholly all for thee, ever wholly all for thee. Now let me get back to the harmonium. So this is a bhajan in Telugu called Dina Janodhara, and it's written by Balagopala Bhaskara Raju, who was a very close Andhra Baba lover to Meher Baba, and who wrote very, very beautiful, lots of very beautiful bhajans in Telugu. So he put this bhajan on the melody of a very famous classical Carnatic kirtan called Manasa Sancharare, that was written by Sadashiva Brahmendra, and it was written in the Carnatic rag Shyama. This is the translation of the bhajan. Benefactor of helpless people, O Father named Meher, my virtue that I earned over so many life cycles is fructified. As a result, I was privileged to see you with my own eyes to my fullest satisfaction. If I contemplate and weigh various options, there are no superiors to you. I have elected you as my beloved. Don't point out my wrongdoings and ignore me. Aren't you my father who gave birth to me? Would a father judge a son? O God, in our favor, pardon us, and please take care of us. I am not aware of any others except you. Please don't desert me. I love you. While I don't know myself, will I be able to get to know you? No. All I do is I praise you, O Lord. One who has a form with attributes means manifested God. You are such a one who exists in the past, who existed in the past, who exists now, and who will also exist in the future. You are the caretaker of those who surrender to you, O beloved of Bhaskar. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। दीन जनोद्धर मेहरबान, 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 दीन जनोद्धर ఎన్నో జన్మలన పుణ్యము పండేరా ఎన్నో జన్మలన పుణ్యము పండేరా కన్నులారగ నిన్ను గంచి తరించితి కన్నులారగ నిన్ను గంచి తరించితి దీన జనోద్ధర మెహరబా దీన జనోద్ధర మెహరబా దీన జనోద్ధర ఎన్నగని కన్న మిన్నలు లేరనా ఎన్నగని కన్న మిన్నలు లేరన్నా ఎన్నుకొంటినయ నిన్ను నా ప్రియునిగా ఎన్నగని కన్న మిన్నలు లేరన్నా ఎన్నుకొంటినయ నిన్ను నా ప్రియునిగా ఎన్నకు దోసముల్ కన్న తండ్రివిగావా ఎన్నకు దోసముల్ కన్న తండ్రివిగా మన్నించి ప్రోమా మా పలి దేవమా మన్నించి ప్రోమా మా పలి దేవమా దీన జనోద్ధర మెహరబా దీన జనోద్ధర మెహరబా దీన జనోద్ధర ప్రభు అన్యుల నెరుగను నిన్ను వినా ప్రభు అన్యుల నెరుగను నిన్ను వినా ప్రభు అన్యుల నెరుగను నన్ను వీడకు స్వామి నిన్ను ప్రేమించితి నిన్ను వినా ప్రభు అన్యుల నెరుగను నిన్ను వినా ప్రభు అన్యుల నెరుగను నన్ను వీడకు స్వామి నిన్నే ప్రేమించితి నన్ను నేనెరుగను నిన్ను అరాయుదునా నన్ను నేనెరుగను నిన్ను అరాయుదునా సన్ను తింతుదోరా సగుణ రూపధారా సన్ను తింతుదోరా సగుణ రూపధారా దీన జనోద్ధర మెహరబా దీన జనోద్ధర మెహరబా దీన జనోద్ధర మున్నుండి నేడుండి ముందుండు వాడవు మున్నుండి నేడుండి ముందుండు వాడవు అప్పన్న శరణ భాస్కర ప్రియతమ అప్పన్న శరణ భాస్కర ప్రియతమ దీన జనోద్ధర మెహరబా దీన జనోద్ధర మెహరబా దీన జనోద్ధర ఆ
Now I'm going to sing another Marathi bhajan, which was also written by Prashant Ahir, and a popular tune by Vasant Asgaonkar. It's called Amhi Rahoni Sansari, and this is the translation. With our attention on God, we will remain in this worldly life. We will transform this body into Pandharpur, where a temple of Lord Vithoba stands, and will install God in our heart, the Sanctum Sanctorum. With holy beds around neck and forehead smeared with ash and sandalwood paste. Shun such appearance of an ascetic. Do not get embroiled in this web of confusion. God is telling you to be natural, not to force your body to adopt such living. Why turn back when God is before us? Just grab this opportunity instantly that has fallen on you effortlessly. God is calling us, come all into thee. My body, my voice, my mind and heart is offered at your feet. And today I have also given up my petty ego. Now I shall burn slowly in your love, and the fragrance would pervade everywhere. I am left with only this desire in my heart, that Meher Baba's name becomes my breath. In the path of my life, I yearn for your light. Prashant wants you to gift him with service at your door. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। जय जय मेहर 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 जय 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 मेहर 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 जय। आम्ही राहुनी संसारी चित्त ठेवू देवावरी। आम्ही राहुनी संसारी चित्त ठेवू देवावरी। देव ठेवूनी अंतरी देव ठेवूनी अंतरी देव ठेवूनी अंतरी करू देहाची पंढरी। आम्ही राहुनी संसारी चित्त ठेवू देवावरी। आम्ही राहुनी संसारी। जय जय मेहर 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 जय। कंठी रुद्राक्षांच्या माळा भस्मचंदन कपाळी। कंठी रुद्राक्षांच्या माळा भस्मचंदन कपाळी। नको संन्याशाचा साज नको संन्याशाचा साज नका गुंतू हो जंजाळी। नको संन्याशाचा साज नका गुंतू हो जंजाळी। देव सांगतो आम्हाला देव सांगतो आम्हाला देव सांगतो आम्हाला नको देहा बळजोरी। आम्ही राहुनी संसारी चित्त ठेवू देवावरी। आम्ही राहुनी संसारी। जय जय मेहर 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 जय। देव असता समोरी नका फिरू हो माघारी। देव असता समोरी नका फिरू हो माघारी। विनासाया से ही सांधी विनासाया से ही सांधी साधोनिया झडकरी।
बिना साया से ही शांती साधो नियाचळ करी देव आम्हा साध घाली देव आम्हा साध घाली देव आम्हा साध घाली याहो याहो आता तरी आम्ही राहुनी संसारी चित्त ठेवू देवावरी आम्ही राहुनी संसारी जय जय मेहेर जय जय मेहेर जय जय मेहेर जय जय मेहेर जय जय कयवाचा माझे मन तव चरणी अर्पण कायवाचा माझे मन तव चरणी अर्पण माझ्याहीन अहम भावा माझ्याहीन अहम भावा करीतो मी समर्पण माझ्याहीन अहम भाव करीतो मी समर्पण मी जळावे मंद मंद मी जळावे मंद मंद मी जळावे मंद मंद गंध व्यापो चराचरी आम्ही राहुनी संसारी चित्त ठेवू देवावरी आम्ही राहुनी संसारी जय जय मेहेर 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 जय चित्तेक आस मेहर नाम माझा श्वास आता चित्ते एक आस मेहर नाम माझा श्वास आयुष्याच्या वाटेला भो आयुष्याच्या वाटेला भो देवा तुझ्याची प्रकाश आयुष्याच्या वाटेला भो देवा तुझ्याची प्रकाश प्रशांतासी दान द्यावे प्रशांतासी दान द्यावे प्रशांतासी दान द्यावे तुझ्या दाराशीच करी आम्ही राहुनी संसारी चित्त ठेवू देवावरी आम्ही राहुनी संसारी चित्त ठेवू देवावरी देव ठेवूनी अंतरी देव ठेवूनी अंतरी देव ठेवूनी अंतरी करू देहाची पंढरी आम्ही राहुनी संसारी जय जय मेहेर 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 जय 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 मेहेर 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 जय So now I am going to sing a bhajan written by Meherabad himself when he was in Sakori prior to 1923. It is dedicated to the resident of Sakori, Upasni Maharaj. The women monthly used to sing it. This is a possible translation and explanation of the bhajan. Bless us all, Pir, Murshid, Maula, Lord Vittal of Pandharpur, and my Maula of Sakori. To love and worship God, you do not need any special preparation, no flowers or sweet meat. You just need a fistful of abir, colored powder used in festival and religious celebrations, and a tulsi mala. You do not have to sacrifice a goat or arrange for an elaborate religious feast. Just put a fistful of poha, flattened rice, in a bowl containing some curd and milk and prepare a mixture as prasad. This practice of kala, mixing everything together, signifying equality and eating it together, was started by Krishna as a child and then adapted by devotees and saints. As the mridangam is beaten and bhajan is sung,
On that rhythm and tune, Lord Krishna starts dancing. You also say these two words and sing Govinda Gopala. Devotees have reached here at Pandharpur from far off and the right place in procession, and now they are taking holy dips in the river Chandrabhaga. Whatever Kabir has begun, his son Kamal took it to fruition by continuously remembering Ram. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। भला करे पीर मुर्शद मौला विठ्ठल पंढरपुर वाला मेरा मौला साकुरी वाला भला करे पीर मुर्शद मौला विठ्ठल पंढरपुर वाला मेरा मौला साकुरी वाला भला करे। कुछ नहीं लगता गलब शेरनी मुठ भर अबीर तुलसी माला कुछ नहीं लगता गलब शेरनी मुठ भर अबीर तुलसी माला भाव भगत की भक्ति जान कर भाव भगत की भक्ति जान कर खड़े रहे मोरे नंद लाला अरे खड़े रहे मोरे नंद लाला मेरा मौला साकुरी वाला। कुछ नहीं लगता बकरा तंदूरी दही दूध का भर प्याला कुछ नहीं लगता बकरा तंदूरी दही दूध का भर प्याला मुठ भर पावा अंदर डाले संत करे गोपाल काला अरे संत करे गोपाल काला मेरा मौला साकुरी वाला भला करे। भजन ताल से सारंग डोले मृदंग बाजे सुर ताला भजन ताल से सारंग डोले मृदंग बाजे सुर ताला दो अक्षर तू कह दे प्यारे भज गोविंदा गोपाला अरे भज गोविंदा गोपाला मेरा मौला साकुरी वाला भला करे। देश देश की यात्राई स्नान करे चंदर भागा देश देश की यात्राई स्नान करे चंदर भागा आधा कबीरा पूरा कमाली आधा कबीरा पूरा कमाली राम नाम की जपमाला हरे राम नाम की जपमाला मेरा मौला साकुरी वाला भला करे पीर मुर्शिद मौला विठ्ठल पंढरपुर वाला मेरा मौला साकुरी वाला मेरा मौला साकुरी वाला मेरा मौला साकुरी वाला. Water. Now, one Hindi song, Hindi bhajan by Madhusudan, Jao Man Meher Sharana. It's written in Jaijavanti Rag, and this is the translation. My mind surrendered to Meher. He is the object of meditation to all, by all. Why you, mind, continue to be deceived? Why you get drowned in the waters of materiality? Know that Meher is the only truth. You really do not know what you want. Everything is contained in Meher. Meditate upon Meher Baba's feet. With love, think of Meher. That's how you will receive his mercy. Madhusudan, you must remember him every moment. Only Meher is merciful. Jao man meher sharan, jao man meher sharan, jaake nit dharat dhyan, jaake nit dharat dhyan, jao man meher sharan, jao man meher sharan. काहे मन और भ्रमत काहे मन और भ्रमत भवजल में काहे डूबत भवजल में काहे डूबत काहे मन और भ्रमत भवजल में काहे डूबत भवजल में काहे डूबत मेरे ही सत्य जान मेरे ही सत्य जान जाओ मन मेरे शरण जाओ मन मेरे शरण. क्या चाहे समझे नाही क्या चाहे समझे नाही सब ही है मेहर माही सब ही है मेहर माही क्या चाहे समझे नाही सब ही है मेहर माही. जाओ नित मेहर चरण जाओ नित मेहर चरण जाओ मन मेहर
मेहर शरण जाओ मन मेहर शरण प्रीति से ध्याओ मेहर प्रीति से ध्याओ मेहर पाओगे उसकी मेहर पाओगे उसकी मेहर मधुसूदन मेहर सुमर मधुसूदन मेहर सुमर जाओ मन मेहर शरण जाओ मन मेहर शरण जाओ मन मेहर शरण जाके नित धरत ध्यान जाके नित धरत ध्यान जाओ मन मेहर शरण मेहर शरण मेहर शरण Now I am going to call on stage, and sorry I didn't call him in advance, Dariush Alanjari, who's come from Iran, and Nazneen, and they're gonna sing. He's gonna sing. You're both gonna sing a wonderful song. Please come. I'll leave you the stage. And he is going to sing a song accompanied on tar, and he's going to give you the translation, I think, of the song he's going to sing, and then we will finish the program with the ghazal, and Dariush will also accompany me, and also on the Bujawe. So let me read the translation of the song by, what's the name of the, is Hafiz?
Oh, sorry,
Faruqi Bastami. And it says, the man of God has torn the veil of thought, and everywhere except for God see nothing. As you reap, you will sow, and your speech will always echo the same. Some are ruined before the master of the wine tavern of ruin. Some others just follow the praises of the sheikh. Cry out for the one covered in dust, for in the path many seeds have been scattered and many traps have been laid. Aspire to the inner essence of the dawn-raising masters, for they are in search of the oneness behind the two worlds. Beautiful.
جمی به در پیر
خدا پرده یه پندار دریدن، یعنی همه جا غیر خدایار ندیدن.
زیرا که یکی راز دو عالم طلبیدن جانم، زیرا که یکی راز دو عالم طلبیدن. مردان خدا پرده یه پندار دریدن، یعنی همه جا غیر خدایار ندیدن.
Now we will finish the program with the ghazal written by the poet Shamim. It's called Tere Khayal Ko Apna Bana Liya Maine, and Baba liked that song very much. It is sung in the Rag Malkons, and I'm going to read you a proposed translation. For the first couplet, you have several ways to understand it. I'm going to give you two possible meanings, and for the rest, there's only one possible meaning. But ghazals are always possible, different possibilities of meanings anyway. So, to continuously think of you is the way of my life now. This has prompted me to share your suffering. Or it could be signify also, this has enabled me to lift my own suffering of separation from you. From the day I have received the treasure of your sight on me, I have saved myself from every other look. Wherever I found your footprints, I swear on God, I have bowed down in reverence then and there. My salutations do not require the presence of Kaaba, as I have considered your remembrance as my Kaaba. I am an idol worshipper. How do I understand what true worship is? I have bowed down to offer my obeisance wherever you ask me to. This is my concept of worship. At last, Shamim, the poet, says that his eyes have met with the eyes of the beloved. Both of us looked at each other, and since then, poet says, my life has been a life of destruction, as if I have built my nest, my abode, in the midst of lightning. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। तेरे ख्याल को अपना बना लिया मैंने। 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 इसीलिए तो तेरा इसीलिए तो तेरा गम उठा लिया मैंने। इसीलिए तो तेरा गम उठा लिया मैंने। तेरे ख्याल को अपना बना लिया मैंने। तेरी नजर की अमानत मिली है जिस दिन से। तेरी नजर की अमानत मिली है
हर एक निगाह से, हर एक निगाह से दामन बचा लिया मैंने, हर एक निगाह से दामन बचा लिया मैंने, तेरे ख्याल को अपना बना लिया मैंने। तेरे कदम के जहाँ भी निशान मिले मुझको, तेरे कदम के जहाँ भी निशान मिले मुझको, तेरे कदम के जहाँ भी निशान मिले मुझको, कसम खुदा की, कसम खुदा की वही सर झुका लिया मैंने, कसम खुदा की वही सर झुका लिया मैंने, तेरे ख्याल को अपना बना लिया मैंने। नहीं है सच दो तो मेरे जरूर थे काबा, नहीं है सच दो को मेरे जरूर थे काबा, तेरे ख्याल को, तेरे ख्याल को काबा बना लिया मैंने, तेरे ख्याल को काबा बना लिया मैंने, इसीलिए तो तेरा गम उठा लिया मैंने। मैं पुत परस्त, मैं पुत परस्त भला बंदगी को क्या जानूं, मैं पुत परस्त भला बंदगी को क्या जानो, जहाँ भी तुमने कहा, जहाँ भी तुमने कहा सर झुका लिया मैंने, जहाँ भी तुमने कहा सर झुका लिया मैंने, इसीलिए तो तेरा हम उठा लिया मैंने। शमीम उनसे निगाहें मिला ही ले आखिर शमीम उनसे निगाहें मिला ही ली आखिर के बिजलियों में नशेमन बना लिया मैंने के बिजलियों में नशेमन बना लिया मैंने तेरे ख्याल को अपना बना लिया मैंने इसीलिए तो तेरा हम उठा लिया मैंने तेरे ख्याल को अपना बना लिया मैंने बुझावे नार जलतनी कर कुदरत ने फरमाया छेलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे मातू आया मुर्शद मेहर बाबा चरण पर तूच न धरिए सर खुदा ना जात थी वाके फतह बैठो मेहर बातू तुझे मालिक हकीकत नो तू आशिक भी नयारे भी तुझे दरियाए वहदत मारे फतनो होई तूफान तू हम और रोने साले बख्श जे ज्ञान इज्जत नु के तू परमात्मा ज्ञानी छेने मो प्यारे इरफा तू खुदा ना प्रेम नो प्यालो पिलावे मस्त हमने कर छे तुझ पर जान सदके साकिया आपे दे पाय मातू हमारी नाव भर दरिए तरावे तो हमें तरिए हमारा ना खुदा मेरे बाबा छेनिगे बातू हमारा ना खुदा मेरे बाबा छेनिगे बातू बुझावे नार जलतनी कर कुदरत ने फरमातू छेलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे मातू अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय
Okay, Zoom is on. John, let me spotlight him.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। जय बाबा। Yes. Jai Meher Baba. Thank you so much, Baba, for such a beautiful evening we all had together. Thank you to all our musicians for such a beautiful, soulful compilation of so many Baba songs. We would like to thank again Carla and Simon for the beautiful renditions they shared with us. And John, oh my God, we are all mesmerized. I cannot just take away from my eyes from the phone. It is flooded with so many messages for you. And people everywhere are giving you so much of love. Thank you so much. You want to say something to them? So many people are sending you so much love on the YouTube channel. You want to say hello to them? You can unmute yourself. Can you unmute Jean, please?
John, you have to unmute yourself.
John, you'll have to unmute yourself.
He is overwhelmed. He is in tears.
Oh, Baba. Oh, Meher Baba. What did I ask for today? So and I would also like to thank Daryush, who was with John. Such a beautiful song, along with Nazneen in Persian language. Nitin Jat, what a wonderful tabla. Thank you so much. And also our Dadar brothers, Prashant and Praveen, for putting together efforts to make this program beautiful. And Patrick and Johan, who were helping with the video recordings. And very, very important and special, today's program is being technically taken care of by Funny Uncle from Hyderabad, along with Meher Tej. Thank you so much to both of you for helping us to organize this program, getting the entire Baba world together on this virtual program so that we could remember Baba. Have you unmuted yourself, John?
Yes, John has unmuted.
Yes,
now,
great, John.
There was some. I'm so happy that we could feel to be together through the chat, and it was really nice that the feeling of togetherness. That's the most important. And Baba made it possible. He was present all the way, and he's present tonight with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Raki, and everyone who participated in the technical, and everything was so wonderful. Thank you for asking me. Thank you.
And we'll keep asking you, John.
Okay. I hope that I will in live.
Yes.
Physical.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are all praying to Baba that may everything, is fine in the world, and we are able to travel and have our pilgrimage to Meherabad and have a physical Sahavas over there. And then we can meet you and we can listen to the beautiful melodies which you have in praise of our beloved Baba. And as you rightly said, we all experienced his Sahavas, his company, his presence was all through the program. And I am glad through all our beautiful singers, our musicians, everybody got connected to Baba again. And now I would like to request everyone, thank you so much for being with us today. Your love and encouragement really helps us to keep coming up with such beautiful programs. And we have tomorrow, the last day of the Meherabad Young Adult Sahavas, day 9. And we have yet another beautiful program organized, and 6 p.m. tomorrow, India time, IST, 6 p.m. IST. Please, for all the worldwide Baba family, tune into the Sahavas channel. We have Rustam and Saurav, Baba's nephews, and you've all met them. You've heard their beautiful stories, but they are so amazing and charming people that you can keep listening to their wonderful stories again and again, and they never escape to surprise us. And after that, we will have yet another soulful, program, concert from Brother Gopi from Hyderabad. And we are all looking forward to that tomorrow. So stay tuned with all of us. And a very big thank you to us, Sahevasis. We love you. And please join us tomorrow on 6 p.m. And for Sahevasis, it will be a Zoom interaction. So you will have to be logging into our Zoom credentials. You all know our ID and password. So our Sahevasis will be on Zoom, and our Worldwide Baba family will be on the YouTube channel joining us. Thank you. Jai Meher Baba.
Thank
Avtar
you.
Meher Baba ki jai.
Baba ki jai.
Jai Meher Baba. Thank you, everyone.